Yeah, thank you very much for your time as we were looking at a very important topic of discussion, which is wealth in the metaverse. Wealth in the metaverse. The word metaverse is coined from meta and universe. Many of us have come across Meta, Facebook, which has renamed its or rebrand its name from Facebook to Meta. It's adopting this new name called Meta. So metaverse in general sense, it's a new ecosystem, a new environment where we operate visually, where everything done is simulated just as the real world. The real world is simulated in a visual reality environment. So how this operates in the sense that we combine two reality. There's a visual reality and the augmented reality infused to have this metaverse to it to operate in this ecosystem. So when we talk about the wealth in this space, when we talk about the opportunity in this ecosystem, we'll be looking at what are the vast opportunity that tend to this new technology or this new evolution of this space will bring about. So many of us are still yet to get abreast with what the metaverse is all about. We've talked about the NFTs, we've talked about Web3, all right? Then how will all of those things be related or interwoven with the metaverse? Just as I earlier mentioned, a metaverse it's a world, an artificial world created, or a visual world created, whereby you can have access to that world, you can have access to that reality world, and operate the same way you have all your activities carried out in the real world. Some persons will say, how is that possible? All right. So there's a window to it. There's a path to it whereby you hook up to a device whereby you can have access to this meta space and have your own plot of land in this metaverse space allocated to you, or you purchased, or you go into the metaverse space. If you have any business or transaction you want to do, you can do within that same space. Some persons who have already gone ahead of us in the area of this metaverse have created a world of its own. Some have built galleries in their metaverse space whereby you can go in and buy any of these NFTs or artwork in their galleries. So all of this are this is one of the examples I've just mentioned, whereby you can go and buy artificial artwares and all of that, and you can equally have a home, a living home, an apartment in your own space, just like you have your living house where you stay in the real world. The same way you can have in the reality world, in the visual reality world. So how these things works out in the sense that if I have a space in the metaverse, I have a plot of land that I built a house, bought a property in the meta space. So I have a neighbor, for instance, who happens to be, let's say, Aliko Dangote, somebody like Mike Adenuga, who happens to be a neighbor, right? So automatically, that's in that real world, I share my property with his property. So because such people of influence, or let's say for instance a celebrity like Davido, who happens to have a property close to mine, virtually by that means my assets or my property will be of value, because such people want to have properties built around theirs because of their influence, their social influence. So in this community or in this space, when you come in, companies are already striving to come into this space. Companies like the Amazon, the e-commerce companies are already striving in this space, whereby you can buy anything on the e-commerce through the space. You can operate anything via your e-commerce platform, buy whatever you want to buy, shop, and you get it in the real world. That is how interesting this could sound. The same way, if you want to buy any gadget, let's say for Samsung appliances, you can walk into a Samsung showroom in the meta space and buy whatever you want to buy on their metaverse space, then the order will be delivered to you in the real world. So what that implies is that we are building another internet space around the meta space, the metaverse space. So this is a very interesting aspect whereby companies are already building or taking advantage of creating space or building advertisements or building brands that will accommodate in this space. So why am I sharing this video with you? Why am I bringing up this important information to you? In every trending technology, the early birds always have the best opportunities in them all. So when you look at the opportunities that are moused in this technology I'm sharing with you right now, you quite understand that when you plug in, when you come in into this space, let's say for instance you have a brand or you have a product you're selling, you have a particular product you're projecting or you're selling, and you come into the space, the kind of contact you'll be meeting, the kind of clients you'll be coming across, it is not the regular client you meet or you have access to on the real world. Many times when you want to sell to some clients in the real world, because you might not be giving access to them, you might not be having easy permits to them because of security breaches and so all of that. So in this decentralized space whereby you can easily walk into a neighborhood and get across to any of these personalities when you have encounter with their own avatars in the system. So why am I sharing this important information with you, friends? I will still bring it to your knowledge that this is a trending industry. This industry, it's new. This industry is evolving. I've talked about the crypto. I've talked about the NFT. I'm talking about Web3. I'm talking about the NFT, the metaverse right now. All of these technologies will revolve around it. All of this technology will definitely come up in this space. You cannot have to play around this space without having to do with the NFTs. Yes. The providers of these platforms equally provide windows of how you can come in, how you can buy in, how you can transact. All of this medium will not be done through just your fiat. No, it could be done with digital assets. So that is why having good grasp of digital asset knowledge will give you a good hold of how to run or how to operate in this ecosystem. Many of us are still yet to get along with what even digital asset is in general. So talking about metaverse is like talking something so mysterious to many of us. But the good thing about it is that it is already here. And many of us who understand that Facebook, who happens to be Meta right now, is already spending $10 billion into this ecosystem to see that it comes into reality. The best brains are being brought into this space in the area of IT and engineering to see that this industry is being factioned. So there's a lot of money in billions of dollars to amass in this space. There's a lot of money in this space to be made. So what we are saying in this regard is that how can you plug in? It's what is most important. Many persons buy land, decentralized land. It allows them to appreciate. After appreciating for some time, they sell to another buyer. The way they sell NFT, the same way you're selling decentralized land happening right now. So you are doing real estate. The real estate you're doing on the real world is now going from the reality world to the decentralized and the meta space. So this is another good opportunity for those who are in this real estate industry to begin to dive into this reality world in the meta space, in the metaverse space. So when you come into that space, for instance, you make so much fortune. For instance, let me give you an instance. Somebody who bought a plot of land close to Snoop Dogg. You know Snoop Dogg, a popular musician and American artist, happens to buy a property close to his property, his metaverse property. That land, because the person shares the same fence with Snoop Dogg's property, that land was sold for $400,000. Is that not big? So this is just but a few I can mention when it comes to this space. So friends, this industry is still young, still very, very virgin, and a lot is going down right now to see that it comes to limelight. It comes to reality. So get yourself hooked up in this. Get yourself abreast with what is happening in this space, and I want to assure you, you will not lose out when you come in to know all about this industry. I want to appreciate you once more for always finding time to stop over and see this short clips of ours, to see that you get educated about these industries and how real these industries is. So thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing this video and liking it and equally subscribing it. And I want to assure you that I will do my best to see that I keep on bringing you up-to-date information concerning this industry and giving you the best information that will give you value for your money. Thank you and remain blessed. Have a blessed day.